Welcome back to the third episode of PC on Air. I'm Kyla Kinman, joined by
Raven Shots
and Braden Fetcher.
Today we're going to talk about the courthouse catacombs and House of Lecter in Evansville, and some trick-or-treating events, and also cafeteria norms.
So, as you all know, at the end of September, one of the biggest haunted houses, the courthouse catacombs and House of Lecter, started up. They are through the end of September and all through October, except for Mondays, Tuesdays, and Wednesdays. If you do not know what these two haunted houses are, check out their website. Just look up the Courthouse Catacombs and House of Lecter. They are located in Evansville. The Catacombs is hosted at the old courthouse on 325 Main Street, and the House of Lecter is on 4th and Vine. Their open days for this month, October, are the 15th through the 16th, the 20th through the 23rd, and finally the 27th to the 31st. These are Thursday through Sunday days. All through October, they do free ticket giveaways. To find where these giveaways are, do check out their social medias, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, and Snapchat, as well as YouTube. They also sell tickets online, so again, check out their website for that. I myself have never gone, but from what I've heard from a lot of people and the things that I've seen, it is quite a spooky, so if you don't handle scary things very well, this might not be the thing for you.
Another trick-or-treating event will be at the Petersburg Public Library on October 31st from 5 to 7 p.m. There will be treat bags and crafts, and Calorita food truck will also be there, so you can stay refreshed while you're trick-or-treating. You can find a full list of trick-or-treat events on the Pike County Chamber of Commerce Facebook page. So on the subject of trick-or-treating, what's your guys' favorite candy to receive?
Full-size candy bars. Or any kind of
candy bar?
Any kind of like chocolate or something.
Yeah, same. I only really like chocolate, like I don't go for much candy.
I don't mess with like mini chocolate things. Like the only things I really eat are like Kit Kats. I have one in my pocket actually.
That's chocolate.
That's chocolate.
Yeah, I know. That's why I said except Kyla. You always got something mean to say to me. Every time. Okay?
You're just bitter.
I'm not bitter, okay?
You are.
You're just killing my vibes, Kyla.
Okay.
So other than that, I mainly just eat like sour stuff, like Sour Punch and Smarties. I know those are sour, Kyla. I know. That's what I eat.
I also like sours. Like some of the sour ones. Warheads.
Honestly, nothing sour does it for me. Like, I gotta have chemical burns to feel anything off of it.
Have you ever had toxic waste?
They don't do it for me.
That is a candy?
Yeah. And it comes in like a barrel and like the lid is like, it's pretty.
I bet it's so good for you.
It is. Don't eat 5 at a time.
Don't. That's
Don't.
like the only time it gets an effect, and it is bad for like.
I've made
seconds.
my mouth bleed eating 5 toxic
What?
waste at once.
Okay, so I have another question. Do you pronounce it Reese's or Reese's?
If you're talking about one, it's Reese's. If you're talking about multiple, it's Reese's.
I agree.
I've never heard that in my life. That is crazy.
But then, like, if I'm like mad at somebody, I'm like, "Give me back my Reese's!" But it'll be like 1 cup.
Like it's a
they're
Reese's
like,
cup.
Okay. Yeah.
And then like for like the little M&M ones, it's Reese's Pieces, because it's multiple.
Exactly. That's.
I honestly,
Yes.
I used to call it like Reese's Pieces, which is a very good candy. I always get that when I go to the theater. But logically, it's Reese's, because, you know, there's the apostrophe and his name, like, obviously it's Reese, right? I mean, it has to be pronounced Reese's. In what world
Or like,
is
what
it
if we're-
actually Reese's?
Like, what if
Just
we're pronouncing it
doesn't
wrong
make sense.
and it's Reese?
I'm sure that's it. I think we
You know,
figured it out.
that might be it.
Okay, so what about past Halloween costumes?
Oh. I I don't know. I mean, I know one year I had to be like a clown thing. That wasn't fun. It was a family costume thing we were doing, and it was like either you do this or you get to stay home and don't get to go trick or treating. So I had to be like a crazy circus clown.
I feel so bad for you.
Do you have any past Halloween costumes?
I was like the same ninja for like 4 years because I didn't ever get another costume. One year I was like a stormtrooper, I think.
Go with what works, you know?
But I went to the trunk or treat thing in Pride's Creek last weekend, and I just wore my Kimball hoodie, and I'm like, yeah, I'm a factory worker. But you know, I could have been a factory worker with a Subway bag, but Joey Long, the audacity of him, he cut it in half, and it's gone now. And I still haven't gotten another one. So, RIP to the bag. It meant a lot to me. It really did.
It's too bad.
It is.
I was a cherry one year, like a couple years ago. My mom made that costume for me. For no, like, real reason, I just really wanted to be a cherry, and I couldn't find a cherry costume. Party City, you know?
Last year and this year, I've made my costumes.
Yeah.
And both I've been incredibly blind, so I have to have somebody walking with me because my vision gets extremely restricted. And this year I will be trick-or-treating with my cousin because normally it's just him and his mom normally embarrasses him, so.
Do you guys have Halloween costumes?
Yes. I have half of my Halloween costume. The 16th, will be the first day I'm supposed to expect it, but it's through the 16th or the 24th is the time frame whenever one of the parts of my costume is supposed to be coming in.
What's your costume?
I am going as one of my characters, Unknown. They are a demon, ghost, dragon.
That's pretty sick.
And
What's your costume?
I don't have one. I don't have one. I'm just gonna put something on, you know?
My costume, I think I'm gonna go for a UPS delivery person. Because I have a UPS.
Really good idea.
Yeah.
Just put a label on the box that says put candy in here and just chuck it at the door over and over again until they answer.
Sure.
I've got an idea. I'm gonna do that.
No. You can't steal my costume.
No, you can go as a FedEx.
I don't want to be associated with you.
Well, you're not, because FedEx and UPS are two different companies.
Exactly.
But they both suck.
FedEx
Amazon.
fans are better than UPS fans, though.
Amazon is the only good transporter of items. Whenever you get your box, they actually care.
I've seen I don't know if that's true, but I've seen the funny TikToks where they just they knock and they're so quick, they're gone in 3 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
They just throw it on the doorstep.
You wanna know what's a funny Amazon story? So, an Amazon truck got stuck in my front yard one time, in the mud, couldn't get out. So, this poor lady was sitting in her van while my dad, me, and the neighbors, and everybody were trying to get it unstuck. So, a few hours passed, and half the neighborhood sitting in our yard with lawn chairs and stuff, just watching it. And so we finally get the tow truck, and they get her out, but it was hilarious. Our last fun segment of this short little podcast for this week is going to be about cafeteria norms. Now, we all go to the cafeteria. Some of you have better lunches than others. There's A lunch, there's C lunch, and B lunch doesn't exist, even though everybody thinks it does. Do you know anybody on B lunch? I guarantee you do. Point. You're not real. Wake up. So, what do you guys think are some weird cafeteria norms?
How about the kids that whenever they're given something, whenever something's passed out, there was a bunch of kids last week whenever they were giving out the candy or chapsticks or things, and there was a bunch of kids that got them and decided to just tear them apart and rub them all over their table.
I remember that. Yeah, those things are it was ironic because they had the truth is fight addiction, but those things were kind of addicting when I got them in freshman year.
The chapstick?
Yeah. I know.
Were you one of the kids that eats chapstick?
When I was little, yeah, my mom would get a bunch of chapstick tubes and I'd just eat them, and I'm
You look like someone, if I saw you just in the street, I'd walk up to you and be you look like someone that would eat chapstick.
No, and I didn't eat it in freshman
What's-
year. Okay,
what's
just a
funny is-
disclaimer. It's just
You can always
They
see
tasted
what
good.
you can always tell which kid was a dark kid, a cardboard kid, a pet food kid.
Cardboard?
what?
Yes, there was kids when they were younger who ate cardboard, and some of them are my friends. I know kids. I know people who, when they were younger,
I
ate
didn't know
cardboard.
when you were listing off these categories, you were talking about things people eat.
Yeah, things like people ate whenever they were younger.
I tried dirt.
Or
one time.
leash kids. Have you ever met them?
What happened? We went off subject.
Yeah, that's what I was just thinking. Like 5 seconds ago, I was like, why are we talking about leashes?
We derailed, so we talked about it for like 5 seconds. It went to the chapstick, and then it went to...
Talking about lunches.
Okay.
So what do you think is some trends that like people tend to fall into when it's the beginning of the year, the semester, and people are picking their seats?
What are you talking about?
It's a norm, okay?
This has nothing to do with
It's
lunch.
the beginning of the year, right? At lunch, right? People are picking their lunch tables, right? What thought process do you think goes on in people's heads?
Find somebody I know. Try to find a table that
know
doesn't have a
what?
lot of people already at.
You know what has sucked since COVID is like you never know really where you're going to be sitting the next day, because there could be just like a random kid that shows up at your table that you don't know and that is sitting in your spot, and now your table is split into 2 halves and you're kind of confused.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's weird. I always thought it's funny because like in elementary school we're like, I hate having to like sit in one spot all the time. But like now we're like, they're sitting in my spot.
Yeah.
What the heck? This
Yeah.
is outrageous.
How did you not know that was my spot? Like,
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Honestly. Do better. Like, if you're one of those kids that
And that's
like,
like
steals people's
that's
spots,
like the thing. Like
do better.
most people now, they see like their table as like their territory. Like if there's somebody new at their table, they're not afraid to shove them out.
I remember at the beginning of this year, like it got set, and then there was like a weird like for like a week they like the tables would drift. Like the groups were like solidified for the most part, but like it'd go back a table, and then people would switch.
There's a table across from me where it moves. It moves back, then it moves back.
I know, it's weird.
Like it moves back, then it goes back to the way it originally was, and then it
one
switched.
time my table was just like gone one day, so we had to move back a table, and it was kind of confusing.
I remember last year whenever we were in assigned seats, I was gone for like one day. I got a cold, and then I come back and like all but 2 people at my table are gone because like vaping and stuff or quarantine. I'm like, what happened? Like this is weird.
Yeah, when
And
I was
that's
like
like-
quarantined during one year, and we all had assigned spots, just the seats were completely changed, and my friend had already, like picked their seats and their table, and they were like, they had to stay there, and I was just like sitting at a completely different table away from them for like a long period of time, which sucked.
Well, that was pretty much it for lunchroom norms. And if you guys think that there's any interesting ones we didn't cover, then email us and we'll look at it and have a good.
You good? Well, this has been the 3rd episode of PC on Air. There will not be one next week because it is fall break. Well, this has been Raven Shots.
Kyla Kinman.
And Braden Fetcher.
See you all next time.